Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love cemeteries and history as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. Today, we're going to the much anticipated Louisville, Kentucky, and I'll be taking you to the Muhammed Ali Museum and the Cave Hill Cemetery, where Muhammad Ali was laid to rest. It's right there in Louisville. It's actually on the National Registry for Historic Landmarks. That cemetery is just beautiful. Probably the most beautiful I've ever been to. Let's go there now. We are here at El Hamra. It is a Mediterranean buffet here in Louisville. And we're gonna get a bite to eat before we go to the Cave Hill Cemetery. We're here at the Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky. This cemetery was established in 1848 and was once farmland. Today, it is the largest cemetery in the Louisville area and spans 296 acres of land. Let's go in and see what we can see. We're here at the Cave Hill Cemetery. We've made it to our first stop of celebrities here. This is the Colonel Harlan Sanders. He made that great bucket of fried chicken, and here he rests. Colonel Harlan Sanders and his wife Claudia. And they have a ledger here. So, Colonel Harlan Sanders, born near Henryville, Indiana, September 9th, 1890, founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken Empire. Died in Louisville, Kentucky, December 16th, 1980. And his beloved wife, Claudia Ellen Sanders, born near London, Kentucky, September 7th, 1902. Truly the Colonel's lady and co-worker in his enterprises, died in Shelbyville, Kentucky, December 31st, 1996. Cool. I'm in the presence of celebrity. It's a beautiful memorial here for them. But this cemetery is full of beautiful memorials. I can't wait to dig in. We're here at the final resting place of the Seelbachs. Otto E. Seelbach and Jean Seelbach. These are the founders of the Seelbach Hotel. Or at least in the family. I believe this is the actual founders of the Seelbach where we're staying. The Seelbachs are buried here as well. And if you can see just how vast the Cave Hill Cemetery is, it just goes on and on and on and on. Right now we're driving around in the cemetery looking for the people we wanted to find, Muhammad Ali, Colonel Sanders. So we're going to look for those while we're driving around, and then we're going to get out and do some walking around a bit. They're having a funeral just behind where we are. And there's a huge concert going on not far from here over the weekend. A lot of good bands playing. So I think it's louder than Life Festival or something like that. But we didn't come here for that. We came here for these guys. So that's what we're doing. Jim Varney, he played Ernest Worrell in the Ernest series from the 1980s, the real silly guy. He's buried here as well. So we're looking for a couple more famous people. But as you can see, it's just such a pretty cemetery. It's hilly. There are a lot of really cool headstones and mausoleums. This is probably one of the prettiest I've ever seen as far as that goes. Look how beautiful. Huge monuments. Taller than me. Everywhere you look. And the trees here, and the foliage and the plants, oh my gosh, so beautiful. And not just here in the cemetery, but all over Kentucky. It's so beautifully landscaped here, and really makes me makes me wish I lived here, you know, because of all of the landscaping, and the trees and the plants are just beautiful. I took a lot of pictures of those just in the city, just in town where we're staying. Big planters full of beautiful plants, and it's just very scenic here. The Seelbachs. Here's more Seelbachs. This is probably the owner of the hotel, and let me show you why. Look how beautiful this place is. It's unbelievable. Here is the whole Seelbach family. Now the others were probably relatives, but I believe this is probably the hotel owners. Seelbach. So yeah, this is definitely them. And right around here is where all the other Seelbachs are buried. Albert, Daisy, Louis, Marie, another Louis, another Marie, and a William. There's another William over there. They've got some family names going on in this family, that's for sure. I need to take some pictures next to these monuments just to give you an idea of how huge they actually are, because it's hard to be able to tell in just a photograph without someone standing next to it or something. But they're huge. I gotta say, this is definitely my favorite cemetery so far. The ones in Tennessee were cool because Johnny Cash was there, Tammy Wynette, George Jones. They're pretty cemeteries, but they're mostly flat headstones, and you know, but this is like every headstone you look at is a monument. It's nice and breezy today and cool in the 70s. The sun is shining and the leaves are falling from the trees. It's so beautiful. It's like the perfect day to walk the cemeteries. See how lush and green it is here? There's a little chapel over there, it looks like, with the bell and the bell tower. And there's a bell in a little covered area right there as well. Here's a little sectioned off area, kind of, for the Elks Lodge in Louisville. It's got a huge elk on the top. Pretty cool. And these are all the burials here. And then there's another one over there I'm curious about. Let's go look. Look at this. That is awesome. There are several of these very large monuments. There's one here. It's huge. It's, geez, I don't know, 40 feet in the air. If I had to guess. Just huge. They do it up in style here. That's for sure. Frank's there. Look at that. Like a little house. Freemason. This is definitely my favorite cemetery I've ever been to so far, including the ones in Boston. Now, the Oak Grove Cemetery in Boston was pretty awesome, I have to say. But this one, it's just because of, I mean, the monuments are outstanding. They're so, and there's a lot of that in the Oak Grove Cemetery as well. But this one, it just takes the cake. I mean, it's wild. It's so awesome. And the hills and just how pretty it is with the trees. So many trees just kind of canopying the whole cemetery in. It's just amazing. I definitely recommend this one to anybody who's interested in that, doing cemeteries and you know, coming and seeing the beauty of the headstones and all of that. This is definitely one to go at the top of your list. You could tell how nice the weather is because I'm not melting, so. Yes, the only cemetery I've ever visited that has even come close to the beauty of this one would be the Oak Grove Cemetery in Fall River, Massachusetts, where Lizzie Borden is buried. But it doesn't have as many trees. The trees and the plants are really what make it beautiful. You know, they have a lot of great headstones there, but not as much trees and hills, and it's really, really fantastic. Still looking for Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna find him. How beautiful is this? All these very large ducks. Look how sweet. They're big. And they're getting fed watermelon over here.
Kind of just jumped in.
They've got all this here.
A little earlier than that.
I guess water for them to drink. Ducks and geese.
Yeah.
They're the ones with the longer necks are geese. But there's so many of them. And if you go right down here, and you gotta watch your step because these tree roots are serious. Look at all of them. This is a special little bonus. Look at that one's neck is bigger than my neck. They're beautiful, well cared for. Plenty to eat here, I guess. This one has a great hairdo. That one there, look at that hair. It just doesn't get prettier than this. These ducks haven't made. Ducks and geese, I should say. This is postcard perfect. We're here at the final resting place of Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, the greatest. Here it is. Service to others is the rent you pay for your room in heaven. Couldn't be more true of this individual. After going to the Muhammad Ali Museum, I learned so much about him. He was a philanthropist. He was a civil rights advocate. He was just an amazing person. Charismatic, funny. He was hilarious. And I didn't know all these things about him until we went to that museum. So it was definitely really the greatest part of this trip is learning about Muhammad Ali and being able to visit him. Such an awesome person. As you can see, Muhammad Ali gets many visitors to his site probably daily. There are benches you can sit on. And then right up there is another memorial where I was just standing. As you can see, just as we pulled up, several cars pulled up right behind me. And we all have to be kind to one another and respectful of each other when we're coming to visit a celebrity. You know, so give everybody their time. And that's just the courteous thing to do when visiting a celebrity. Muhammad Ali, if you have not or do not know much about him, he's inspiring. He was so giving of his wealth and his love to all the charities that he cared about the most. And he really was a good man. So if you get the opportunity, watch a documentary about him or come out here to Kentucky if you ever get the chance. Visit the museum and come and visit his gravesite. You won't be disappointed. We almost saw everybody we wanted to see today. We didn't get to see Jim Varney. That was one thing. But we did get to see Muhammad Ali. We got to see Colonel Sanders and the Seelbachs. And I'm pretty happy. On 296 acres of land, it will take you literally 2 weeks to see everything in this cemetery. But I took some photographs. I would advise that if you do come here to visit the Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky, go to the little chapel. There's an office inside, and just outside the office there is a map of the cemetery and with the sections that all of the most notable people are buried in. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna go see some more Kentucky. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you loved this video. Muhammad Ali needed to just have a video all to himself. But I will be doing 2 more parts of the Louisville trip. We're going to be doing a ghost investigation at the haunted Seelbach Hotel, and also visiting the Louisville Slugger Museum and the bourbon tasting and all of that. So if you want to see more, catch me next week and the week after. We're going to do this in 3 parts. And that does it for today's video. I'll see you next time.